Good day, everyone. Time for weather news with J7409. The name you know, the news you can use. Coming up in a couple of days, look here, we have a little system over here. This is disturbance number 1. It's a broad area of low pressure. That's all it is. It hadn't even formed yet, but it's expected to. I've seen it show up on a couple of different models, and sure enough, the National Hurricane Center has it right here. Now, it is just, once again, a broad area of low pressure, but it is expected to form in a couple of days, several hundred miles east-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands. Now, some tropical or subtropical development of this system is possible by the weekend while it meanders over the central Atlantic, but it's not a big chance, folks. Don't worry over this right now, okay? In 2 days it's 0, in 5 days it's 20%. I will keep my eyes on it and keep you informed of how it develops or goes away. If it's your first time over here with Weather News with J7409, please subscribe, click the bell, check off the email notifications, and make sure you receive all the latest in weather news, forecasts, watches, warnings, and any kind of storms that may develop. I certainly would appreciate it. Okay, we got a check here of the freezing altitude map. I find this map quite interesting, especially during the fall and winter months, because it helps me kind of figure out where might be snow, freezing rain, or warmth, whatever, with the altitude of the freezing conditions. This is for today around 11 a.m. You can see not a whole lot of freezing going on. It is cooler up north, all up in this area. We have some out here in Colorado, Utah. Idaho's got a little patch of cooler weather. But everybody down here in the south and the mid-Atlantic seems to be very warm. So if you're on my coast, enjoy today. We may hit 70 today. Yesterday we barely got to 50. But it should be the last day we see 70 in maybe a week or more. So enjoy it while we have it, okay? Of course, you can see right here, this is Hurricane Willa. Hurricane Willa. So we're going to move it on up and see what things look like as they progress along. Okay, we'll go up to Thursday around 7 a.m. I want you to take note now. Willa has already crossed. It's riding the border, okay? And I'll get into this system in detail. I do suggest that everyone watch this video all the way through if you really want to know what's going on, okay? Now, we see it's getting a lot cooler up in these areas here, still staying warm down south. We'll move up to Friday around 5 a.m. The system now pumping moisture into the Florida Panhandle, but not as a hurricane, okay? But it is pumping moisture into Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, but it's a lot cooler up here. This is what I want to bring down here and show you. Right now on Friday morning, early hours, 0 foot. So if you get any moisture at this point, it would be in the form of snow, okay? It would be in the form of snow. So let's put this back down a minute. We'll move this on up here. Now, so far as snow goes, you guys up in this area, I think you're going to get, you may get some snow. I think you're going to get a whole lot of freezing rain and sleet, with the possibility of some snow too going on. We'll just have to wait and see because the system hasn't set up yet. I'm hoping that it sets up later so it goes further offshore and it doesn't really affect any of us to any bad degree. So let's move it on up to around 10 p.m. Friday evening. You can see now it's off my coast. This is with the European model, by the way, off my coast. So Saturday around 11 a.m., moving slowly up right off the New Jersey coast. Still looking warm, so it should be rain. And let's move up to around 11 p.m. Saturday. Then it would be off the coast where it would start to have some effects on Maine and Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, still some of the northern parts of New Jersey, and some of Pennsylvania and New York. Okay, what type of precipitation is going on across the U.S.? Here we go. This is around 10 a.m. this morning. You can see it's rain, rain, rain all around the coast of Texas, inland Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and little parts of the Florida Panhandle. I'm not talking washouts, okay, but let's check Louisiana right quick. See, it's just tenths of inches, people, in 3 hours. It's just splash and dash rain or drizzle, more or less. That's not a lot of rain. 0.07 inches. That's just 7/10 of an inch in 3 hours. And also, we do have some snow, but it's up in Canada this morning. Got rain going on up in these areas with a little bit of rain and snow right here in Maine. That's a mixture. So that's like 0 inches of snow. That's more or less like nothing too, so don't worry about it. Let's see what happens as the system. Here's a willow right here. If you look real careful, you can see it spinning around. We're going to move on up. It should be, this system should be by my house around Friday. So let's go Thursday at 1 p.m. Now, the GFS and the European model do not necessarily agree when this may take place. They always seem to be a little off timing from each other, but they do agree it will happen. So here we go right here. We have all this rain coming up over in here. This is Thursday around 1 p.m. Let's go to Friday at 9 a.m. And we are beginning to get rain down here. More rain now in this area. Let's see what the Panhandle's looking like in Florida now. Look, it's hardly nothing anymore, 0.02 inches. So don't worry about this, okay? Let's bring this down just a little bit. But something we do need to check is the wind. The wind. That's what I'm afraid is going to be pumping in water in some places. Nothing like you have experienced in the past anywhere along here. But it could cause beach erosion. It could cause, you know, some trees to fall, because everywhere around here in this area, the ground is so saturated, still wet, soggy. This is what the wind's looking like. Not too bad at all around South Carolina. 31 miles per hour. This is sustained winds out of the east. So we're going to move up to around 8 p.m. tonight. Now it's starting to pump the water. Of course, it's always nighttime at my house. It's starting to pump the water into my area. And it's 37 sustained. Let's see what the gusts are looking like. And it has wind gusts of 55 miles per hour. So yeah, this is enough that it can cause some water to rise, beach erosion, trees to fall, maybe some power outages. So let's get up to Saturday. This is around 3 p.m. Now it's up here in New England, so we're going to go back and see what kind of precipitation may be happening up in these areas right quick. Here we go. It's just beginning to start, and it's looking like it's a combination of things. Now, once again, this is the European model that I'm using currently right now for this. In Maine, it's just starting. You got a little bit of rain, a little bit of freezing, rain and snow. Got some ice pellets over in here. You got a combination of all of it going on. Same goes for sections of New York. It's looking like, to me, right along in here. Of course, all of this is rain. But right here in Long Island, I want to check the wind right quick, see what you guys are going to be getting so far as wind. This is sustained winds now. This isn't gust. 32 sustained winds. Wind gusts, let's see what they'll be looking like. 64-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So it's still a little far ahead. Today is only Tuesday. This coastal storm won't really start to develop until later in the week. But you guys need to be prepared for this, okay? Everybody up and down all of these state coasts, everywhere, be prepared for whatever may come your way. We've got to see where it actually makes up, whether it's further out or whether it's closer to the shorelines. That's going to make a very big difference. And it is too early to tell yet because Willow is still over here and she hadn't even hit Mexico yet. But be aware of this so you'll be ready for whatever may come your way. Once again, do not fret. I will keep my eyes on everything, and I will keep you informed as the system makes up, whether it's close to shorelines, whether it's further out in the ocean and shouldn't be that big of a deal for us, maybe just some gusty winds and some beach erosion, or whether it turns into a big nor'easter. I'll check it out, keep you informed, do not worry, but do be aware. And what's going on today? Well, of course, this is the GFS map, and it's courtesy of Tropical Tidbits, so let's turn it on and get going. Here we go. Active weather, well, it's expected to continue across the desert southwest eastward to the western Gulf Coast over the next few days. Now, for today, an upper level trough is going to slide over the Four Corners by tonight and into tomorrow morning. This trough will bring moisture from the eastern Pacific, possibly tied to Hurricane Willa. Showers and thunderstorms will ignite across the Four Corners and West Texas today, with the heaviest precipitation occurring in New Mexico and the Big Bend region. Furthermore, light snow can be expected in the higher elevations of southern Colorado, shifting to the western Gulf Coast region, and stationary fronts going to still remain offshore. Now, a surface low will develop along the front and move northward today, bringing rainfall to southeast Texas. Now, there could also be showers and thunderstorms near the central Gulf Coast. However, the heaviest rainfall is expected to stay offshore. Now, by tomorrow, the trough will be centered over the plains. Now, this will shift the axis of the heavy rainfall across most of east and central Texas, in addition to the lower Mississippi Valley. Some of this activity could lead to a marginal risk of flash flooding. By Thursday, when Thursday approaches, the surface low will begin to approach the lower Mississippi Valley, with heavy precipitation finally moving away from Texas. This will lead to below normal temperatures, particularly in South Texas, where high temperatures will only reach the low to mid 60s. Now, low pressure currently moving across the Great Lakes. It should move eastward off the New England coast late tonight. Now, this will rain to the intermediate of New England coast. That's what's going to be happening with snow in the interior of New England. By tomorrow, heavy snowfall could impact northern Maine. That's the northern portion. Northern Maine, although uncertainty still remains where the heaviest band of snow will set up. Now, lingering snow showers are expected downwind of the lower Great Lakes, along with upstate New York and northern Vermont and New Hampshire by Thursday. Elsewhere across the U.S., we got two systems, folks. It's going to impact the Pacific Northwest during a short period of time. Now, a frontal boundary, it's going to approach the coast today, bringing an increase in precipitation near the coast. Light showers and higher elevation snow in the northern Rockies will remain overnight into tomorrow morning. The second system will approach British Columbia by Thursday morning, bringing heavy snow and higher elevations in that province, in addition to snow and light snow in the Washington Cascades. Expect precipitation to increase throughout the day as the front continues moving closer to the Pacific Northwest coast. Now, below normal temperatures for the coastal portions of the Pacific Northwest can be expected. And so far as the rest of the western U.S., you're going to stay above normal through midweek, and we saw that on the freezing altitude map. So with all that said and done, thank you so much for watching. Everybody, stay safe, my friends. And I'm going to watch all this stuff. I want you to be prepared, though, because we really don't know what that other system might do right now, whether it forms closer to the shorelines or further out to sea. This is something we really need to watch. We've seen some of the wind gusts. It could be a mess, or maybe we won't have that much of a mess. We'll have to wait and see. But be prepared for whatever may come your way. Have a good day, a safe day, a blessed day, and much peace, love, and kindness to each of you. Thank you so much for watching.